Live from O'Rourke's Public House, welcome to the Mike Brey Radio Show. The Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by the experts at TireRack.com, and also brought to you by Vivid Seats, First Source Bank, St. Joseph Health System, West Bend Insurance, Nissan, South Bend Orthopedics, IBEW Nika, and Papa John's. Also sponsoring tonight's show, LaGrange Country Dodge, Four Winds South Bend, Gulfstream Coach, and Troyer Carpets. Now let's go live to O'Rourke's Public House for the Mike Brey Radio Show with your host, Jack Nolan.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to O'Rourke's Public House for the Mike Brey Radio Show. I'm Jack Nolan, joined as always by the head coach of the Fighting Irish. Great crowd here tonight.
We got a great crew in here, don't we?
We thank you for coming out. Nice and warm here in O'Rourke's. Nice beverages and nice meals on tap. I want to start. We're going to get into the struggles, and we never duck anything on this show. But the ACC this afternoon tweeted out something that even caught me by a little surprise, because John Mooney's just having a ridiculous year. He's got 11 double-doubles to lead the ACC. He's averaging in ACC games 17.8 points and 14.2 rebounds. The 14.2 game rebound average is the highest in ACC play since back in 1996-1997, when a guy you may have heard of, Tim Duncan, averaged 14.9. That's the kind of territory that John Mooney's in right now.
He's setting himself up for his senior year to be an ACC Player of the Year, a National Player of the Year, a first-team All-American. And I think back, who would have thought a Luke Herringody would have gotten to that territory? And he did. Who would have thought a Bonzie Colson would have gotten to that territory? And so I think it's really neat and hopefully a sign that guys get better with us if they hang in and let us coach them. But right now he's kind of carrying us, and we need to get him a little more help to win another game in this league. He's doing a little bit of everything he can, and we're searching. We are searching and trying to figure it out and try and grow guys. And while the competition is unbelievable, and when you think about the weekend we have here set up with a Virginia and a Duke coming in, I don't know if we've ever had 55 hours like that in the history of our basketball program. This is unbelievable territory for us, and but what a great opportunity for our guys. Quickly in the locker room in Atlanta, I said, we got a great opportunity. Two of them in a row. So our guys continue to come on in and work, and we try and figure out how to help them more. And but it's what we signed up for when we signed up for the ACC in 2013, and there are going to be stretches where it's really, really hard, and we're in one now.
Well, and unlike the next level, you can't go and get some free agents. And we all thought after last year that the injury bug couldn't possibly bite you again, and you're going to end up losing more minutes and starter games to injury this year than you did last year. So you've never really been able to get into the normal rhythm and chemistry that your teams get into. Plus, it's the youngest team you've ever had. It may be the youngest team that's ever played here, certainly since league play began. So all those factors are coming together, and that's adding up to a Mike Brey team that's having trouble putting the ball in the basket.
Yeah, we are really having a hard time, scoring. I think we've had some really good defensive nights, and that has kept us within striking distance and kept us, in the games and having a shot. But we're going to have to shoot it and score it better. I think a Dane Goodwin and a Nate Leshevsky must continue to be developing scorers for us. Both of those guys can get double digits. They are getting better at not turning shots down and being a little more selfish about their offense. And we need to keep coaxing them into taking shots and even maybe forcing some because they have a scorer's mentality. But that is a work in progress. And, a work in progress against the competition of this league can be ugly sometimes.
Good win against NC State last Saturday. Career high 19 points, 17 in the second half. Gave you a chance to win. And then at Tech, Leshevsky had a career high 19 on Tuesday night. And not just threes. He had a couple of really good moves inside. He had 6 rebounds. I guess the question is, how do you get both Dane and Nate? Or you've had 2 guys score in a game pretty consistently. You need a third double-figure guy, and you've had trouble finding that.
We have. We just really got to keep trying to develop a third and fourth scorer. What's interesting about our 3 freshmen, even though Chris is now playing and is a 4th freshman, but Prentice, Dane, and Nate, we've yet to get them all playing well together on the same night, and maybe even 2 of them. But I think that will come, because they're quick learners, they're smart guys, and they're getting experience. And we just got to bite the bullet and keep giving them minutes and keep helping them and keep them confident, and not, especially Dane and Nate, not let them turn down shots and scoring opportunities. They can't be too unselfish. They've got to be a little more selfish about their stuff, kind of like how they played in high school. They have to get back to that, and I talked to them about that. And believe me, everybody else on the team is fine with that because we need it.
You are still taking care of the basketball like you always do. You're 4th in the nation in fewest turnovers, 2nd to Virginia in the ACC. Both Prentice and TJ in the top 10 in assist-to-turnover ratio. So your guards are doing everything. But again, scoring. Prentice had a couple of big games in BC when TJ got sick, and he had to step up, and he did. He went into the Dean Dome and had a great game, but he struggled the last few. TJ has struggled. Yeah. When your guards, the guys with the ball, aren't scoring, how much pressure does that put on everybody else?
Yeah, it does put a lot more on us, and, we're great with the ball. We take care of it. We don't put you on the foul line much. Those 2 things keep us within striking distance. But, a third and fourth scorer is something we've got to keep trying to develop as we go here because it's just too hard in this league to score 63 points and win a league game. There's just too much firepower that we play against. And I don't care how good your defense is. That's too much pressure on your defense to try and, score 64, 65 and win a league game. You just can't do it.
And you look at DJ Harvey, and again, we forget this. He didn't even get cleared to practice until mid-October. Serious knee injury, microfracture surgery, and you look at him, and he's so gifted and so talented. You want him to do more. But, I'd like to see him attack the basket more. The mid-range game, 10-foot jumper, get there.
Agreed.
How close is he to getting there?
Yeah, I think that's something we've talked to him about, getting to the basket more, he's such a good mid-range guy. We just don't want him forcing drives. I think he's had some trouble at times putting his head down and forcing it in there, and that's still kind of some development, for him. But, if he has an open three-point shot, we want him to take it. He doesn't need to live out there. When he gets out in transition, that helps when we get some easy buckets in transition. And I love when he defensive rebounds because when he usually gets up in defensive rebounds, it helps him in other areas.
Obviously, this crowd tonight, your fan base, they understand that the future's super, super bright. They understand the circumstances have played a large role in they front load the schedule in the ACC, especially if you're middle of the pack or lower. They have you play some of the higher profile people earlier because they don't want late season matchups between teams with lots of wins and teams that are struggling. Right. So your schedule's front loaded. You've got all these issues. And I know you see the future's bright too, but when you're in it, you want to win. Even as your radio guy, you're losing games and you get frustrated. So I sat next to Rod Balanis' dad today, the former head coach at William & Mary, and he is so optimistic about pointing out things like Prentice Hub. We forget this. He missed his senior year of high school with an ACL. For an athlete, an ACL just destroys your athleticism and your ability to come back. And he said he was so quick in high school. He's quick. He says next year, he's just going to take off. You go back to DJ. He was hurt. TJ was going. He was really, really sick. Yeah. He's just coming back from that. When you look at all these factors, when you look at all the guys you got on the floor, in some ways, now you want to win more games, but all the things that are happening now and the extra playing time and the situations guys are being thrust into are only going to play dividends in the coming years. You would just like them to pay some dividends, say, I don't know, in a couple weeks.
I'd love the future.
Or maybe Monday, maybe Saturday.
I'd love the future to be at 1 o'clock Saturday. And one of the things I told him Friday before the NC State game in the middle of practice was, yeah, the future's bright and everybody comes back. We're kind of tired of hearing about next year's team. You know, what about this year's team? What about this year's group? And they get that. They understand that. And, you know, that's the one thing about playing in this league. If you can get on a little bit of a run, not a lot of bit of a run, if you can get on a little bit of a run in this league, you can be back on the bubble in a heartbeat, which is what we did in February after being 3-7. And so we got to just keep growing and getting these young guys confident and see if we can get TJ and Prentice in a better niche and keep Johnny Mooney rested in between games and kind of to try and develop a third and fourth scorer that takes some pressure off our other guys.
You're defending. They keep coming back. You did it again the other night when you fell down by 11 and it looked like, well, this night's over. Another run to make it close. You're still one of the better free throw shooting teams in the league, and people have a tendency only to remember the misses, but I think you're 5th in the league in free throw shooting. That's still really, really good. It's not as good as you've been, but one thing you haven't done, you have missed a lot of shots, and you haven't gotten the rebounds. And I know you mentioned to the media today, and I've heard you tell the team, one thing, do we want to step right up? Well, we wait for the shooting slump to end. If we go get more of those rebounds, we're going to be in a whole lot better shape.
Well, we got into a little bit of this last year with Bonzi out and Matt Farrell down, and we were having a hard time making the first shot, a lot like this group. And so we really started emphasizing and charting offensive rebounds. We had 20 offensive rebounds the other night. We know they're going to be there because we're missing a lot, you know. So, you know, I think we've got to continue to go to the board. Johnny puts on a clinic. Nate gets to the offensive board. Dane gets to the offensive board. I think DJ can get there more. Chris. So the guys that should get to the offensive board need to get there because it's kind of who we are, and I think we just have to keep talking to them about where we are throughout a game in offensive rebounding.
And one of the great bright spots of this season so far was I was fascinated before the season began by the potential of Jawan Durham. I didn't know he was as good as he is, and it hasn't just been the shot blocking, but the shot blocking changes games, but his ability to score, rebound. He makes your 2-3 zone as good, just about as good as anybody's in the league, and losing him right now, that's really been a blow below the belt.
Yeah, it's been disappointing because I thought his confidence and everything was really trending up, leading the league in block shots. He's shooting 58% from the floor. He gets you some putbacks. And you're right, I've been impressed with his footwork and scoring and touch around the bucket. And so, you know, we've shut him down till probably midweek next week to see if we can get him going again and get him healthy. And, you know, that's been disappointing because he was really helping us. And on a personal note, he was starting to get really, really confident. First time in his life that he'd been healthy, but he's been injury prone, obviously. So we're not completely shocked. We just see if we can get him back and get him going in February.
And certainly when you discuss player injuries, there's a certain degree of privacy there that you want to try to protect. And then there's a competitive value in not being that specific. And you guys weren't really specific initially. A lot of people thought it was a sprained ankle, which it wasn't. And you wanted to be careful before letting this out, but you kind of updated the media today that it's not the sprained ankle, but it's another one of those darn bone bruises.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of bone bruise in there, and that is a longer healing process. He's made some good strides, and again, our goal would be to see how that thing feels in practice on Tuesday and Wednesday and see how he is. But, you know, one of the things we learned last year with the bone bruise is Matt Farrell came back a little too soon. Mm-hmm. And then we shut him down again until it was really healthy. And, you know, we've got to do the same thing with Jawan. So we'll wait and see. And that is why Chris Doherty has to be available for us right now. So we have another frontline guy and an eighth body for this league.
And unfortunately, you have too much experience with bone bruises. I didn't really understand them. If you have a bad ankle sprain and you tape it up, you can reduce or you can expand the time it takes to come back, but you really can't make it much worse. A bone bruise you can make worse.
It's just sensitive, and some guys can play through it. Our feeling was he tried to against North Carolina. I think everyone who saw the game knew he wasn't.
Well, that went inside the alley-oop, and he couldn't even get over the rim.
He just wasn't the same guy, and so we need to get him healthy before we put him back out there. And if it takes longer than next week, then it is what it is, and we'll just deal with it.
We want to talk about Chris Doherty. We're going to do it because we got a question about Chris Doherty, so I'll let that question open that topic. Lots of questions for Coach tonight. We'll get to those questions right after this first time out. It's the Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by our friends at TireRack.com, live from O'Rourke's Public House.
There are countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With over 24 beers on draft and an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining in one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, meeting or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Mike Brey Radio Show.
Fighting Irish fans, don't miss your chance to experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell tickets to any event. Home games, on the road, even sold out games, no problem. And every transaction is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Vivid Seats lets you see more and sit closer all season long. Support the Fighting Irish with tickets from the official ticket marketplace, Vivid Seats. Available now at vividseats.com/UND.
Life doesn't come with a financial roadmap. It does come with a lot of bumps and red lights. Steering clear of those doesn't have to be difficult. With First Source Bank's online money management tools, you can see all your financial accounts, balances, and transactions in one place. So you can easily set monthly budgets to help manage expenses and debt. Get the green light to a successful financial future with First Source's money management tools. First Source Bank, where better is better. Member FDIC.
At St. Joseph Health System, every hand held, every story told, every tear shed, smile shared, and spirit lifted stays in our hearts forever. We're blessed because every day we get to make a difference in people's lives. To learn more, visit sjmed.com. St. Joseph Health System. We are called to care for you.
All right, welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House. Lots of questions. Steve Donovan's here from McLean, Virginia. Coach, you've said the shooting percentage will eventually get better. Anything specific you have the team do now to improve?
We spend a little more time with our breakdown shooting, and we try and shoot a little more when we're tired at the end of practice, kind of simulate maybe end of game. And when you've been sweating for the length of practice, and then go and getting on guys about not being short, and so it's a cycle, of it, I think. And I think it's also a little bit of development of some young guys as scorers and being a little more selfish about their shot, that we have to do that with, as I mentioned, Nate and Dane.
Madeline's here from Virginia. Coach, I'm a member of the band. Could you talk about what you think the band brings to the team?
Our band has been unbelievable. For 19 years, I've had a great relationship with the band group. They have come out, and the energy in the building is so good when they're there. We miss them at Christmas break bad. I mean, really bad when they're not around. And what's been neat is they travel with us to the ACC tournament and to the NCAA tournament, and I've always been able to kind of get with them and thank them personally, see them in the hotel about what they do. Last year, I actually spoke at the band banquet, and I've been asked a couple times, and I always accept because I want to thank them in person for everything they bring. It is a classy operation, and they never lose a game. They're undefeated. That's why I like being around them.
The Williams are here from Granger. Bob would like to pass along. Coach, hang in there. Good times are coming. You have to be proud of the gutsy effort you are getting from this very young team.
Yeah, no, I love working with them, man. They are digging and scratching and clawing, and we've taken some big punches during games and have come off the mat, and we keep putting ourselves in position. That last hurdle to get over is a big one, though. It's a big one for us to get over, and so we've got to keep trying and keep working and keep growing some inexperienced guys. And, you know, I sometimes I'd look and I go, as I'm watching some of the younger guys, I'm thinking, all right, what will we look like in mid-February when those guys have even more game experience and are playing against this competition? And I think they're going to adjust and get better.
Katie Williams here as well, sitting right up here in front. Coach, when are you going to have Coach Balanis on Thursday radio show?
You know, we should get Coach Balanis out here, you know, and usually I bring the assistants out later in the year, and we'll get him out. Gotti's been with me 19 years and has been an unbelievable right-hand man.
We could do an assistant show some night.
We should.
You try to be here every show.
Yeah.
But when you've done that in the past.
I haven't missed a show in a while.
No, you haven't. I probably shouldn't open that door because he's going to miss the next three.
No.
But when you've gone recruiting, had to go recruiting,
yeah.
you usually send out an assistant.
Yeah, maybe we'll take a show and have the staff come over. That'd be
cool.
That'd be a neat idea. That'd be good.
Brandon Liss is here. Coach, how do you think Chris Doherty performed in his first appearance of the season against NC State? Was it a difficult decision to take away the red shirt?
You know, it was. We struggled with it a little bit early, but I think, you know, eventually it was a no-brainer. And again, that can be a little overrated. You can redshirt a guy at any time. I look at it more as, boy, Chris can really improve as a player with the opportunities he's going to get the rest of the season. I thought he was fabulous against NC State in 6 or 7 minutes. He's rebounding. He's being physical. You know, we're going to need that, you know, going down the road because we don't know Jawan's situation.
Actually, for those of you who watch Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Coach Brey, our Vivid Seats Player of the Week this week is his block of a shot, grabbing the rebound, getting it to Jogo, to Dane Goodwin for a breakaway fast break layup that cut NC State's lead to 2.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as he walked on the floor, both halves, there was an energy lift in the building.
Well, that was one of the reasons, maybe one of the biggest reasons I thought we needed him. His teammates love him. They know he's a dirty work physical guy. Just subbing him in the game lifted. It's a little bit like what we did with Bonzi as a freshman the second half. Putting him in the game lifted the rest of our group. And we need anything we can get now to kind of lift our group, and he does that. When
they finished the rounding officially, it was originally 6-7 minutes. I think 3 in the first half, 4 in the second. Well, 4 in the first half, 3 in the second half. But again, in the college basketball game, 3-4 minutes on the floor is actually 5 to 10 minutes of real time. You can have an impact in that much time.
And he did. He really did. He didn't play as much the other night against Georgia Tech. Johnny was really rolling, and we kind of rode him. But, you know, he's going to play a lot Saturday. He's going to play on Monday, and we just, you know, need to have him ready.
Folks, experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats. You may need to go to Vivid Seats if you decide at the last minute you want to see either the Virginia or Duke games this weekend. It's the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell your tickets. Vivid Seats helps you see more and sit closer all season long. So go to vividseats.com/UND. We got some updates. Both the Virginia and Duke games are officially sold out. However, there might be some Virginia tickets released tomorrow morning. Fans should check UND.com/buy tickets or follow @NDTix on Twitter for updates. The Virginia game is a green out game, so get your green clothing out. All fans encouraged to wear green. There will be more than 9,000 green pom-poms put on the fan seats as well. So basically everybody's going to get a green pom-pom. And also, they're pulling out all the stops. The Red Panda will be the halftime act at the Duke game. She is a long-standing good omen for the Irish basketball teams, men and women. Notre Dame is 20-3 when the Red Panda is the halftime performer, even on those rare occasions when a couple of those bowls hit the floor. So we're pulling out all of the stops.
That's great.
More questions for Coach Brey right after this timeout. You're listening to the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House.
Gulfstream Coach is looking for experienced people for the electrical and site-outs departments and will interview candidates on-site immediately from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. They offer steady production schedules at higher than industry pay rates. Gulfstream Coach is a family-owned business and offers amazing health insurance, attendance bonuses, and paid vacation time. Come see them today at 717 South Oakland Avenue in Napanee, or visit GulfstreamCoach.com.
Hut, hut, hike! You don't have to rush 100 yards for refills or snacks when you join us for our football watch parties on Saturdays at Kankakee Grill at Four Winds South Bend. Enjoy food and drink features while watching your favorite South Bend college football games. And experience every flag, dash, sack, and touchdown this season at Kankakee Grill. We've got every game, every Sunday. It's football, food, and fun at Four Winds Casino South Bend.
Go Irish! LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram will sell all new vehicles at employee pricing plus the national ranking of the Irish. That's right. Pay only $5 over the employee pricing and you can drive a new car off the lot. LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 45 minutes east of South Bend at exit 121 on the toll road. Drive a little and save a lot. Check them out online at LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. That's LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. And go Irish!
Golic and Wingo.
Coming up on Friday's edition of Golic and Wingo, what makes Bill Belichick so great preparing for the Super Bowl? We'll ask someone who won 3 titles with the Patriots. Plus, reaction to Tigers' first round. Woohoo! It's Golic and Wingo, Friday.
Golic and Wingo, weekday mornings on 96.1 WSBT, the home of Notre Dame football, Notre Dame basketball, the South Bend Cubs, and the Indianapolis Colts. This is 96.1 WSBT.
Hi everybody, I'm Jack Hanna. Since I was a boy, I've been fascinated with animals, especially their tireless work ethic. Just look at birds who gather supplies to build nests, or penguins who travel up to 500 miles to secure food for their families. This work ethic is shared by our best friends, canines who perform life-saving work every day. Dogs comfort returning veterans. They work with diabetics, alerting them when there's a change in their blood chemistry. Working dogs are valuable in many ways. So please join me and American Humane in supporting our heroic working dogs. Go to AmericanHumane.org to learn more.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by our friends from TireRack.com. Teresa Jameson's here from South Bend with a question, I guess, for me to relay to you. Can Coach tell us what he said to the ref to get his technical foul during the Georgia Tech game?
You know what? There's no way he heard me because
you were walking away.
I was walking away because I've been doing this a long time, and I knew if I walked away and vented, I would escape it. But he had little rabbit ears and got me anyways. And you know, again, the decorum rule is the decorum rule. But I thought TJ had a really clean steal, and he made a call from a long way away. And TJ was going down the court to cut it to 1. And, you know, so I apologize to my team because that's a tough position to put him in with 7 minutes to go. But you know what? I told our young guys, too, I'm going to go down swinging, and I may get ejected tonight. I told them at the time I may get thrown out of here tonight.
I think that was that.
And you know, they need to know we're going to go down swinging, too. So it's a fine line.
I don't think he heard you because what he reacted to from my vantage point was if that was a title fight, if anybody was on the receiving end of your punch, he would never have awakened again. That was a demonstrative punch.
Yeah.
But I thought the whistle was a little bit inappropriate, to be perfectly honest, but it's in the past. Doug Buell here, season ticket holder, driving through the lake effect. It's snowing again, so hopefully you get back.
They're unbelievable,
this is storm.
yeah.
Then nothing keeps them out of here. They must have a snow plow. That must be how they get here. With 2 tough teams coming in Saturday, Monday, will this affect your rotation at all?
You know, again, we got 8 guys available.
You don't have enough people to affect
it.
I
mean, they all got to play, and you know, we need all 8 to be part of it. And I've said before, if Liam Nelligan has to play, he's a good player. Our walk-on, he's a really good player, but. We're going to need all 8, you know, to handle the rest of this league. And if we get Juwan back and we're at 9, that's great someday.
Cody Ousley's here from Bourbon. Coach, what did Chris Doherty think of his first few minutes of college basketball?
I thought he was very excited, and his parents came out to visit him, unbeknownst that we were going to activate him. And so they actually saw him play. Yeah. And took him to dinner the next night. Obviously, they're big Patriots fans. They watched their Patriots win. And so I thought it was great that his family was here and saw him. He's doing a great job for us. He's really happy. Like I said, his teammates love him and respect him because of how he competes and how he plays.
Well, and you were holding him out for roster management. This class was so big, and you
Yeah.
were loaded up front. And again, you had Elijah Burns to start the season too. But he's very talented. He's more talented around the rim than I thought he was, now that I'm seeing him more. And you talk about a man.
Yeah,
of the freshmen, he's the one guy that doesn't need that much time with Tony Relinsky.
No, he is really physical and strong. And again, we're going to need that body, down the stretch because Johnny can't take all the body blows. We need somebody else to go in there and take it. And I just think with his opportunity, he's going to be a better player by the time we start next season because he's going to be part of it now.
Jerry Lissis here from South Bend. Tongue firmly planted in cheek. Coach, easy question. What does this team need to do to beat Virginia?
Well, we're going to have to, we watched a little bit of our game at Virginia last year at the end of the year where we played really well and had a chance and we were able to move it and get some good looks and score it. Now, of course, Matt Farrell, Martin Gebbin, Rex Pfluger, and Bonzie Colson were on the floor for that crew, but a little bit of our movement, which we still move the same way in our offense, some of the same entries and movement, we worked on today and we will tomorrow. But when it comes down to it, we're going to have to make some open looks over the top of them because they jam it in and make you shoot over the top of them. I would like to see us drive it a little more. I think you can drive, and even in transition, can we drive it a little more, not settle for three-point shots or jump shots. And then we're going to have to be good defensively because this Virginia team, is a little different offensively. Their tempo's still slow, but they've been more explosive offensively.
Virginia's always been tough for Notre Dame. All time, Notre Dame's 2-11 against Virginia. They won the first game with Ralph Sampson back when Digger was here. You guys got him in the ACC tournament finally a couple of years ago. But that pack line defense seems to be one that is really well suited to stop your offensive flow.
Yeah, they have had, they have had they've had our number, for a while. And like you said, Ralph, we beat them in Brooklyn in the ACC tournament, and they've been really tough to play. I mean, again, it's a program I have the utmost respect for, and I think Tony Bennett is one of the great young coaches, just great coaches in our profession, and does it the right way and is who he is every day. They are really, over the last 4 or 5 years, they have the best record in the ACC, not Carolina and Duke. They have been the best. And what was kind of frustrating for me to hear at Media Day when I was down there was, their game against UMBC.
Yeah, that's all anybody was talking about.
All I know is, and I told their beat writer, I kind of got tired of hearing him talk about that. I said, all I know is they played 21 ACC games last year and they were 20-1. And that's what they've done to our league. They're just a heck of a program, championship level. They've got old guys that have been in their system. I'm glad some of them will probably be gone after this year. But we have got an unbelievable challenge against them on Saturday.
Well, I mean, that's what makes basketball great, because I watched the UMBC game too. They were in a zone. They will never be in again. Every player on that team made everything that he threw up. It was just one of those nights. But this is how Virginia's bounced back, folks. They're number one in the nation in scoring defense. They're only giving up 52 points per game to anybody. It's in ridiculously good defense.
It's a really good defense, and it's a pace offensively where, because it is one of the slowest paces in the country, you don't get many offensive possessions. So you better make good with the ones you get, or it's going to be hard to score enough.
Gary Rivers here, as he always is. We've already updated the status of Juwan. He would like to know, however, how you bring back the team's confidence and keeping the faith that the work will pay off. I mean, I go to practice. I haven't seen that. I've seen frustration with losing, but I haven't seen any lack of confidence.
You know, with kids, and because we're so young, I've heard this phrase, well, they don't know they don't know. They don't know they don't know. They just put their jerseys on and play. And I think it's my job to not overanalyze it or beat them down. You know, we're just going to come back clean slate every day and play and see if we can get better. And that's kind of where we are with this. You know, we're in a process, to steal it from the Sixers, right? We're kind of in a process with this group of guys, and, I kind of remind them of that. So they're a little naive. They just know, man, we play a great team on Saturday. Let's go hoop and play. And that's a good mentality to have right now in this league with our youth. And
they're still getting emotional knowledge leadership from one of their captains by the name of Rex Pfluger, who is in here somewhere, and we're going to call Rex up right now. He will be our player guest. The Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House.
Remember the day when your daughter took the car on a solo mission but forgot to open the garage door first? You found 3 of your golf clubs mysteriously bent? And that night, a plumbing problem made your basement into an indoor swimming pool. Well, it happens. But if you have a West Bend insurance policy covering the important things in your life, your worst day doesn't have to end up so bad after all, because the worst brings out our best. West Bend. To find out more, go to thesilverlining.com.
When the lane's packed on the court, you go to the open player. When the lane's packed on the highway, you go to ProPilot Assist, the 2019 Nissan Rogue. Now with available Nissan intelligent mobility technologies like ProPilot Assist that can start and stop in highway traffic all on its own. Nissan Rogue, for the win. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. ProPilot Assist is an available feature and cannot prevent collisions. Always monitor traffic conditions. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. See owner's manual for safety information.
There's no doubt education costs have become overwhelming and continue to spike. Unless you choose to earn while you learn as an apprentice with the electrical workers of Local 153. Instead of spending $20,000 a year, often leaving school with a debt, you'll earn an annual package worth over $70,000 while you earn your associate's degree and the skills to be an IBEW electrician. Contact the South Bend Electrical Apprentice Training Center at JATC153.com and compare.
The 2 most recognized names in orthopedic and sports medicine have teamed up to form Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance. South Bend Orthopedics and OSMC are now Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance, offering patients access to more than 40 physicians in 7 state-of-the-art locations with no referral required. As one entity, they will collaborate with a broader group, sharing experiences and ideas so you'll receive the best care possible. Although Ascendant Orthopedic Alliance is a new name, they're still committed to the community they've served for over 70 years. For more information, visit ascendantortho.org.
If your superpower is making pizza disappear, then you've got to try Papa John's new Italian Hero Pizza. Featuring a creamy Italian sauce covered with epic portions of pepperoni, salami, Roma tomatoes, onions, banana peppers, and topped with 4 delicious cheeses. It's like an Italian Hero sandwich on a pizza. Get a large Italian Hero Pizza for just $10. Download the app or order at papajohns.com. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tip, and delivery fee extra.
Welcome back to the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House. Please welcome tonight's special guest, Captain Rex Pfluger, senior from Dana Point, California, who was having a heck of a year. He was averaging 8.1 points, but he was leading the team in assists and steals. He was second in rebounds. He had a career-high 20 against DePaul, 10 assists against Purdue. Great performance at UCLA. And as I was just telling him, our broadcast position in the Crossroads is up above the first bowl of seats down there. And when I can hear somebody screaming through my headsets, I know that's not a good thing. So losing him, we've talked about all the bad luck. This is the piece you couldn't afford to lose.
Well, that's a huge loss. There's no question about it. And, you know, what was so frustrating about the Purdue game is I thought that day this group with Rex, obviously as a main cog, found itself offensively.
Yeah.
We had 88 points on the board. He had 10 assists. We were kind of in our rhythm. In the last 5 minutes, he goes down. And that's what was just so heartbreaking. There's a toughness about him. There's a defensive presence about him. There's a winning about him. We miss it. And I miss having him out there interacting with the guys in huddles and in the midst of things. And so we are trying to grow up some other guys to replace that, but that doesn't happen soon. You know, he's been a warrior for us. I am just so thrilled that we will get to have him come back to us and return and be back for a 5th year.
And, I mean, Coach always believes everything evens out, good karma and things. You wear the hat, positive thinking. There's a Twitter account. You retweet a lot of things about how to think positive in your life. But right now, the positive fairy seemed to have avoided the Pfluger household a bit. And I don't know if everybody knows it, but the biggest battle you're facing, even bigger than your knee, is your mom has been diagnosed. She had a surgery the day of your return to UCLA. She's been diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma brain cancer. She's had 2 surgeries. She's starting the chemo and the radiation. She's a trooper. I'm on the Caring Bridge. But talk a little bit about it. You went home for Christmas and how you all as a family are dealing with that.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to Notre Dame and our coaching staff. They were so great with me, allowing me to go back for an extended period of time. Of course, because of my injury, I wasn't going to be able to perform. So they allowed me to go back for, I think, like 2.5 weeks. And the best part about that was that in 6 years, that was the longest period of time that my collective family, my brother, my mom, my dad, and myself were able to spend together. And I think it was the most critical point of our lives that we all needed to be together. So thank you to Notre Dame for all of that. And with our mindsets moving forward, it's always been positives. I was raised in a very optimistic household about everything. Obviously, I was pushed very hard by both my whole family, my brother, my dad, and my mom. But when it comes down to it, like certain scenarios such as this, you can choose two decisions. You can either look at it and cry, or you can look at it and say, hey, we're going to fight this, and there are better things ahead. And I think my dad and my mom have always built that into our whole family. And this is the time of our lives that we need to show it.
Obviously, none of this compares to what you're going through now, but I know I texted Russ today, but having had the wonderful opportunity to spend some time around your mom and dad, just wonderful people, you spend time around them and you just feel better. I actually like being around them after a loss because I don't feel, I'm just the announcer. After I've been there for like 5 times with them, I just feel a lot better about everything. They're just that kind of people.
Oh, they're unbelievable. And they were, we miss Rex, we miss them at games. They organized the parents always.
Oh, yeah, your mom was behind the gold coats last year.
Yeah, they organized the parents after games and put them together, and they're supposed to be at every one of his senior year games this year. That's what the plan was. But we're going to do it next year instead. We're going to do it next year. And just a really, really, just a very, very powerful family. And, you know, we think about Rebecca and them a little bit more this week because it's suits and sneakers weekend.
For coaches
versus cancer. And I've certainly been involved with that. And, some good stuff going on. And we're thinking a lot about Rebecca as she's in a battle.
And certainly you know the coach is heavily involved in Coaches versus Cancer, goes to all the events, blocks out weekends for it, raised over $3 million for the fight against cancer, and is really helping the Harper Cancer Research Institute. Some of the most important cancer research being done in the entire country is being done just this way in this building over here right now. So maybe you never want this to happen, but it's happening where you have access. And I know great medical care where your mom's going out there in California, though, but folks that are really pulling for you and giving you every possible advantage. I know she's going on the keto diet because that's supposed to help.
Yeah, definitely. She's been doing great with that. It's basically just cutting out all the carbs from your diet, because that's what feeds the tumor. She has to give up some of her snacks and candies and everything, which she's a little bummed about, but I think she's doing so great with it. She has the best group of friends back home. And, well, first of all, if my mom's listening on this, I love you, Mom. Hope you're listening. If not, you'll probably hear it on replay.
Well, it's video replayed. I mean, they know because I let them know you were going to be on tonight. But the keto diet, it does work miracles.
It does.
I lost 40 pounds on it. If I can lose it, then it's going to make sure that she gets cured. There's no question about that. I mean, your folks are fascinating, too. Your dad's a chemical engineer, and your mom's an electronics engineer. What kind of electronics work does she do?
Well, actually, she went to college. She's from England originally, and she went to an all-male college in England where she was the only, female there, and she wanted to do it because she wanted to prove everyone wrong that she could do it as well as other guys. And then she actually found her passion in cosmetics, and she actually started her own cosmetics company called English Ideas. That was pretty successful. I remember being a little kid and running up to the TV and kissing her on the TV because she used to do all those shows. But I think it was those stories that made her feel that she had to be at home, and then that's when she sold off her company to be a stay-at-home mom with my brother and myself.
They are indeed fascinating people. And because she's English, we talked about this. As you work hard to get back, you've got a lot of opportunities all over the world because you have an English passport.
So
there are no roster restrictions for you. I know we're pointing NBA, but there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to go if you want to keep doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Before you use that marketing degree from Mendoza to go out and play and make some
NBA
money.
next year.
Yeah, and NBA, that's right. What are you going to focus on in the NBA?
I haven't sat down and talked to it with our academic advisor, Pat Holmes, yet, but definitely just want to get as much knowledge as I can from this great university before I leave. I know basketball doesn't last forever. I want to use it as a vehicle for me to pursue my other passions in life, whether it's philanthropy or something around those lines, or maybe even becoming some type of big business person, to keep it simple.
You're going to be big whatever you do. I can already tell that. Landon had a question just for you, Rex. What was it like getting to play back home at UCLA?
Man, playing back at UCLA was a dream come true for me at first. Just like going out into Poly Pavilion, and UCLA has always been kind of a sore spot for me because they were one of the schools that didn't really look at me as hard as I wanted to.
The Southern California Player of the Year?
Well, I don't want to get into semantics or anything like that, but there's some roster debates about the whole issue, but I think everything happens for a reason. And, playing in those Vegas tournaments, having, Martin Ingles being Coach Brey out there checking me out, I think everything happens for a reason. And I never thought of myself, first of all, when I was in high school, I never thought I was going to attend the powerhouse Mater Dei. Always looked up at Mater Dei and was like, wow, that school's prestigious. I never thought I was going to be there. And then all of a sudden I was there, won a state championship, won a national championship.
35-0.
35-0. And then after that, I was like, to be completely honest, I thought I was going to go to Stanford, and then some things fell through there. And then all of a sudden, here comes this cool, slick back hair guy with the coolest shoes in the gym. He says, hey, what about us? And I looked into it, and I saw the way that his culture was about this whole program and how he brought up their kids. And I was like, that's the place I want to be, just because I just felt the aura of Notre Dame when I came on my official visit, and I was around all those guys. Pat and Jaron, saw how they led, saw like Bonzi's first game as a freshman, and I kind of saw the program developing into what it was going to be. I was like, I want to be a part of this. This is going to be special.
It's one of the most impressive performances that I've ever seen, because we were all, even the announcers, we were worried as heck going into the UCLA game because you were so important. And again, the Southern California Player of the Year coming back for his first and only game in his home area. And then we weren't playing Loyola Marymount, not that these aren't, but you're playing at UCLA, the iconic program. You end up with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 for 4 from three-point land. You had a block, you had a steal, you did everything you possibly could to have Notre Dame come out of there with a win. And you had the ball at the end with the game tied, and they just made a tremendous play and maybe a little bit of a lucky shot to win the game.
Yeah. Well, when you take guys home, usually they're not very good. And that's how much of a winner this guy is. I mean, he set the tone, and his coach screwed him up because I should have let him drive it at the end instead of Prentice, because he probably would have got fouled. That was his coach's fault. He's the first guy I grabbed after. But having said that, that just kind of tells you that, you usually go into that atmosphere. Mom bought 150 tickets. Usually the guy is just completely spaced out, and he just leads us right to the doorstep, and we couldn't quite get over the hump.
But it was still a memorable
Great game.
And we're not done with you yet, Rex. We'll be back with more with Rex Pfluger here on the Mike Brey Radio Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House, right after this timeout.
Gulfstream Coach is looking for experienced people for the electrical and slide-outs departments, and will interview candidates on-site immediately from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. They offer steady production schedules at higher than industry pay rates. Gulfstream Coach is a family-owned business and offers amazing health insurance, attendance bonuses, and paid vacation time. Come see them today at 717 South Oakland Avenue in Napanee, or visit GulfstreamCoach.com.
Troyer Carpets, your family-owned local flooring retailer, is the proud partner of Shaw Floors, the industry leader in flooring products for more than 40 years. Troyer Carpets offers exceptional carpets, hardwood, laminate, tile, stone, waterproof vinyl products, and more. Check them out at TroyerCarpets.com and call for a free estimate today. Don't forget to visit their state-of-the-art showroom and 10,000 square foot warehouse in Goshen, filled with in-stock deals that you simply do not want to miss. Go blue and gold!
Hut, hut, hike! You don't have to rush 100 yards for refills or snacks when you join us for our football watch parties on Saturdays at Kankakee Grill at Four Winds South Bend. Enjoy food and drink features while watching your favorite South Bend college football games. And experience every flag, dash, sack, and touchdown this season at Kankakee Grill. We've got every game, every Sunday. It's football, food, and fun at Four Winds Casino South Bend.
Go Irish! LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram will sell all new vehicles at employee pricing plus the national ranking of the Irish. That's right. Pay only $5 over the employee pricing and you can drive a new car off the lot. LaGrange Country Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 45 minutes east of South Bend at exit 121 on the toll road. Drive a little and save a lot. Check them out online at LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. That's LaGrangeCountryDodge.com. And go Irish!
Your home is a big investment. If you live in a condominium or homeowners association, decisions by your board and community manager affect you. Is your board knowledgeable? Is your manager trained? Is your investment protected? CAI, Community Associations Institute, can give you the tools to protect your home and community. CAI is a nonprofit organization with resources for your board, community managers, and free information for homeowners like you. CAI at responsiblecommunities.com.
Hey, Irish fans, we're back here at the Mike Brey Radio Show, and as you know, Tire Rack is the presenting sponsor of this show and Inside Notre Dame Basketball. And like the Irish, Tire Rack knows a thing or two about passion and performance. Their on-site text track is their practice court, and they've got a playbook that includes precisely what you need. Get your tires right at TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Your first name is Charles. Anybody ever call you Charles?
No, I love when they finally find out that my first name's Charles, and they're like, oh, I'm going to start calling you Charles. And I tell them every single person to their face, I'm like, you'll forget in the next 5 minutes. And then it goes, Rex, what are you doing? I'm like,
Rex is a much better name than Charles simpler. Or Chuck.
Yeah,
well,
Charles, I don't like Chuck.
Charles is too stiff.
Yeah,
and Chuck is just too geeky.
If I ever get knighted by the Queen and I can be called Sir Charles, then I'm switching right over.
Well, Sir Charles is different.
Sir Charles,
you'd have to gain 250 pounds.
He is British.
That's right. You could get
royalty
of the British Order or something, like a CBO or whatever that is.
That's a real goal of mine, actually.
All right, for like the fourth time in your career, you ready to run? Now we have the student fast break, the player fast break now that you guys are doing to each other, which is more interesting but doesn't have the same pace.
Yeah.
When I do it's got more pace. You ready?
Go ahead.
First car you ever drove?
Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Favorite musical group or artist?
The Weeknd.
Who was your role model?
My dad.
We've talked a lot here. One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you.
I'm pretty sure I'm an open book, so.
Yeah, that's what I figured. There's nothing.
Sure everyone knows everything about me.
Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram? No, right. Twitter. More news.
All right. News-based. Favorite NBA player?
Klay Thompson.
Favorite thing to do in relaxing?
Playing Fortnite.
Favorite sport to play other than basketball?
Football, easily.
Favorite part of practice?
I just like scrimmaging. That's my favorite part. You just get to play basketball.
Worst part of practice?
There are no bad parts, right, Coach?
He's good. He's a veteran.
He expects to be reinserted into the starting lineup the day he gets back on the court.
You got your scholarship back, man. You're good.
Best part of your game?
I just try to do everything right. So I just like to. I think it's one thing I heard that was cool is like when I know people don't like Tom Brady in this area, but the thing that makes him special is that he makes a lot of other players around him better, and I think that is my key. My best thing about me is that I enhance other players' games.
So are you a Brady fan or a Patriots fan?
I think I've been a Brady fan so long that I am a Patriots fan now.
Okay. All right. Because I'm from New England, and I've noticed with our fan base, I stay off Twitter because everybody just kills me. But it's like I grew up there. And besides, he is the greatest quarterback. Sorry, Joe Montana.
He is the greatest.
He's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game.
He is.
9 Super Bowls?
9.
That's crazy. 9. He's, 79 years old? And he did what he did on this. It's crazy. Somebody put out a mock headline, 2062. Tom Brady played in his 47th Super Bowl today and threw for it. I don't know if he'll ever stop playing.
Do wonders for you.
City or place in the world you'd like to visit?
He's been everywhere.
I've been a good amount of places.
His family, they've traveled the world.
I like a lot of places. I'm going to just say Orange County because I believe that's the best place in the world.
One thing you always hear from Coach Brey in practice.
Do better.
Assistant coach who is most like Coach Brey.
Blonde.
Ding.
Oh, yeah.
Just one word or a phrase for each of the other assistants. Ryan Ayers.
He doesn't say a lot.
Eric Atkins.
Come on, let's get going.
Ryan Humphrey.
You give it to Mooney.
Harold Swanigan.
Dominate.
Toughest place to play in the ACC.
Virginia, I got to say.
Player on the team most like you.
People will be surprised by this. I would say it's either TJ Gibbs or Nick Jogo.
All right. Best defender on the team.
I think I'm the best defender.
I would agree. Best leaper on the team.
I'll give that to Robbie Carmody. That kid can jump.
Best dunker on the team.
Got to go with Jawan. That's kind of cheating, but.
Worst dunker on the team.
TJ, by far.
Best dresser on the team.
Best dresser. No one's really that good, to be honest. We're all pretty just bland. But if I would give anything, I would just give it to Nick because he's pretty good.
Worst dresser on the team.
I'm pretty bad. Like, I wear nice sweaters, but I'm wearing sweatpants, so I'm pretty bad. I'll go with me.
All right, free throw shooting competition. Who wins, you or Coach Brey?
I saw him shoot in Maui. He's got a stroke, so
that's pretty impressive.
Know. I'll go with me, though.
He's made a lot of big ones in his career.
Right. Now, I know you guys are still negotiating, but there's a very good chance that you will be joining us each week for the rest of the year. He's going to be our co-host.
Yeah, we're going to get him out weekly. So. We'll get him out. And then we'll start next week. We'll big Prentice, and we'll go through the team. But let's
absolutely
get Rex out here.
Absolutely. Rex, so see you this weekend and next week, guys. So come on out. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.
Countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With over 24 beers on draft and an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining in one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, meeting or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Mike Brey Radio Show.
Want entertainment designed just for you? Then check out customizable streaming TV from Xfinity. It makes your life simple, easy, awesome.
Xfinity gives you customizable streaming TV options. Enjoy the most free shows anywhere on any device, and even access your streaming apps right on your TV with X1. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today to learn more. Restrictions apply.
Fighting Irish fans, don't miss your chance to experience the action live with tickets from Vivid Seats, the official ticket marketplace of the Fighting Irish. Visit vividseats.com/UND today to buy and sell tickets to any event. Home games, on the road, even sold out games, no problem. And every transaction is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Vivid Seats lets you see more and sit closer all season long. Support the Fighting Irish with tickets from the official ticket marketplace, Vivid Seats. Available now at vividseats.com/UND.
There's no doubt education costs have become overwhelming and continue to spike. Unless you choose to earn while you learn as an apprentice with the electrical workers of Local 153. Instead of spending $20,000 a year, often leaving school with a debt, you'll earn an annual package worth over $70,000 while you earn your associate's degree and the skills to be an IBEW electrician. Contact the South Bend Electrical Apprentice Training Center at JATC153.com and compare.
Okay, Coach, you're focused on Virginia, but Austin Gall wants to close out the show from Wakarusa, Indiana. Coach, 2 big games coming up. How do we win both of these games?
Well, that'd be great. Yeah, let's just focus on Saturday first now. I know what's coming Monday, but, we're going to have to be better offensively in our building. I'll tell you what we'll need, and I know we're going to get it. our home crowd.
Yep.
Our home crowd has been great, and they'll really make us believe both Saturday and Monday, and that's the key. When they're behind us, and our young guys are starting to understand that helps us.
Saturday at 1, Monday at 7. Remember, Duke is young. They haven't seen anything like the Joyce Center jumping like it will be on Monday. Thanks, everybody, for coming out, for listening, for watching. For Rex and Mike, I'm Jack. Good night, everybody, and go Irish.
The Mike Brey Radio Show, presented by the experts at TireRack.com, was brought to you by Vivid Seats, First Source Bank, St. Joseph Health System, West Bend Insurance, Nissan, South Bend Orthopedics, IBEW Nika, and Papa John's. Also sponsoring tonight's show, LaGrange Country Dodge, Four Winds South Bend, Gulfstream Coach, and Troyer Carpets.